This guy called Russell Brunson is currently making 100 million per year online using an unknown business structure nobody is using. In this video review, you will see the same tactics and strategies being used by your favorite internet entrepreneurs. Now a backstory before we go into the teachings. When Russell Brunson was first starting his software company called ClickFunnels, he was competing with two other big companies that started around the same time as him. What is interesting is that his competitors received millions of dollars in outside funding to grow their business, while he had zero funding to grow his business. However, he was still able to destroy his competitors who received capital raises and was able to grow ClickFunnels to 100 million a year. We repeat, 100 million per year. So if you are a founder like us and want to start your own profitable business on the internet, you probably don't have rich investors or relatives to fund your ideas. And you also probably have big competitors in your industry who have more knowledge, more money, and all the advantages to beat you in the market. Well, you are in luck because in Russell Brunson's book, he shares all the ideas and strategies he used to grow his business exponentially. So without further ado, here are the 3 main strategies we will learn from his book. Strategy number 1, the secret formula. The first thing you need to do is figure out who is your dream customer. Now this is the unsexy part. Before you leave the video, know that if you don't understand this, every other element of your business will be negatively affected. What you say in your ads, what you say on your sales pages, what you say in your emails, the types of offers you will create. Most people who run into problems in their business often think it's a conversion problem, that their advertising isn't working, or that they don't have enough money, when in reality they're missing the fundamentals of business. The person who is finally going to pull out their credit card and give you money. You need to understand that person deeply, more than they do themselves. Everyone is focused on the product, the advertising, the website, and they forget about the person who is going to determine the success of the business. Most people start with the idea of the product, when in reality, you should start with the audience first. If you choose your spouse carefully, doesn't it make sense that you also choose your customers carefully, since you will be spending a lot of time with them? If you fail in this part, you fail everything. So you have to ask yourself, who is my dream client? What does he look like? What are their goals? What are their dreams and desire? What are their problems? And what products can I create to solve their problems? And then what you need to do is gather an engaged community around a topic. And once you have insight into their problems and desires, then you can create a product to solve their problems. If you do the opposite, that is, you create the product first and then guess which audience will buy it, by the time you launch, the people you are going to target might not buy because you've only guessed. But if you build an audience first, whatever products you offer, they will eventually buy, and even if they don't, you still have an audience that trusts you. So all you have to do is change the product to fit their needs, and they will buy. The next question you need to ask yourself is, where are my customers congregating? This step is easy. Once you have a clear idea of who you want to help, to find these people, ask yourself where they are hiding, or better yet, who has already gathered them. If you want to sell a Bible, the best place to find customers is in a church. If you want to sell a Quran, the best place to find customers is in a mosque. So when doing this online, since we are not geographically limited, you need to find out what are the main websites these people visit. What forums or Facebook groups are these people participating in? What influencers do they follow on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube? What podcasts do they listen to? What blogs do they read? All of this may sound boring and beginner level, but it's the 100 million strategies and fundamentals that are holding you back from succeeding online. Because your market research is going to massively influence everything you do next. So if you have a bad foundation, you're setting yourself up for failure. Once we know where our customers are hiding, we have to ask ourselves, what can I put in front of this audience to attract them to me? This is called bait. A bait is something free or inexpensive that you can offer people that will make them want to discover your world, which is why when you see entrepreneurs doing interviews with other entrepreneurs, they always say they have a gift for you in the video description.
Now, before you do, actually, I do want to say, guys, get this book. go grab this book right now. We'll talk more about the book at the end, but grab it. Right? Pause, go get the book.
This gift can be a book, a guide, a video, or a help document that is meant to bring you into their world and create a relationship of trust with you in order to offer you their products later. Therefore, you must understand that the type of bait you put in front of people will determine the success of your business. For example, you will not have the same bait for a person who wants to lose weight and for a person who wants to gain muscle. They are two completely different languages. Speaking of bait, we have to practice what we preach, so here's a shameful plug. If you want to see how we created an audience of 100,000 subscribers in 5 months on YouTube on one of our brands, we have a case study that details everything we implemented. You'll see the link directly in the description of this video. Strategy number 2, using a value ladder. If you're still around, this is where things get interesting. When you start your business, the first thing you need to do is define a value ladder of your business. Not only does this give you a clear vision of where you want to take your customers, but it also serves as a marketing plan that will help you structure your customer acquisition strategy. To understand a value ladder, think about how people get married. They don't look to get married the first time they meet. When you see someone you like, you first take their number or contact. Then you ask her out on a date. If you have a good time with her, you will naturally want to ask her out on a second date. If this date goes well and you are appreciated, you will naturally continue to climb the value ladder until you get married and build a family life. You need to look at your business in the same way. To simplify this process, you need to ask yourself, what is the end goal of your business, besides making money? Where do you really want to take your customers, as this will be the last offering or product you offer on your value scale. Since your final product, where you want to take your customers, is like the wedding, you won't start there. You're going to work backwards and think of bait you can offer to bring them into your world. Remember, a bait is something free or inexpensive that you can offer to your audience to bring them into your ecosystem to build that relationship. Let us give you some examples to make this clearer. If you decide to buy Russell Brunson's book, you will enter his value ladder. Russell Brunson spent an enormous amount of time writing his book in hopes that it would provide you with immense value that will make you want to learn more. The purchase price of his book is low, so your resistance to purchase will be low. You read the book, you receive value, and you will naturally want more. You will naturally want to climb his value ladder to see if there are other ways he can help you. So you will buy one of his trainings or attend one of his events. If you like the event, you may want to sign up for a coaching program or his mastermind. And also, by reading his book, to be able to apply his strategies more effectively, you will subscribe to his software. And well, dear founders, this is exactly how he built 100 million a year empire. To put it simply, offer something of value to your audience to build a relationship by making contact with them. And then once the relationship is established, you can offer them your final product, i.e., the wedding. This is how we structure our acquisition strategy. So open your eyes to this model and look at how other entrepreneurs structure their businesses to make sales and grow quickly. By the way, there are more nuances to this structure than we can explain in this summary, so we recommend you buy the book in the description so you have a clear understanding for yourself. Strategy number 3, the follow-up funnel. So far, we've seen how to find your customers by looking for where they congregate, then how to lure them to you with different baits to get them into your world. Now you need to ask yourself, what will happen once these people enter my world? How will you treat them? How do you create and build relationships with these people? And also, how do you drive them to your products and offers? Well, that's what we call the follow-up funnel. A follow-up funnel is the process you're going to use to continue the conversation with your prospects. Have you ever heard that the money is in the list? Well, that's because the list is made up of people who like, know, and trust you.
Honestly, subscriber for subscriber, I will make more money than anybody on social media per subscriber via email. Like,
so if I have 1 million people on Instagram and you have 1 million emails.
Yes, I mean, I'm making probably 20 times what you're making.
So every time you present them with a product to solve their problem, if that product is right for them, they will buy it. So if we generate most of our money in this whole process, when these people enter our ecosystem, well, all of your marketing efforts should have one goal: to bring as many people as possible into your world. Because the more people you have joining your ecosystem, the more money you're going to make.
Right here, I was able to generate about $500 just by pressing go on an email. That was pretty cool to me. So you know what I did at this point in time? Every ounce of my business turned into email marketing. That's all I focused on. That was it. Get emails, sell email shit. That was the end all. That was my entire business strategy, and it's actually gotten me to this point so far in my career. So listen up, it's pretty cool. So
let's get back to the main topic. How do we create relationships when people join our world? First of all, to keep the conversation going, you need to communicate with your list. Your list is made up of people who have entered your world, whether it's through email, Facebook Messenger, or retargeting ads. So the first thing you need to do is welcome them. It's called a welcome series or an opera sequence. This sequence usually lasts for a week. So you send them an email every day for 6 to 7 days, where you share your story, what your problems were, how you solved them, what revelations you have that inspired you to create your products and your business, what makes you different from everyone else, etc. In the book, there are sample emails that you can model for your business. Then a week later, you can start communicating with them and continue to build trust. Where people fail is that they start bombarding people with sales emails every day, which annoys prospects and makes them leave. What you want to do is have 30% of your communication be purely helpful, meaning you don't have anything to sell, but you help them so they can continue to see you as an authority. This can simply be done through a blog or a video or even just a helpful tip in the email. Then 30% of your emails need to ask them to buy something, because if you've done your job right by giving value, they will buy. So this can be in the form of an email that explains a problem and presents a solution. And then the last 40% should be a mix of both, where you provide value and also ask them to buy at the end. This can be done via a testimonial, where you explain the experience that a customer had with your products. And all you are going to do is just repeat that process. That's how Russell Brunson built a $100 million software company. Now a question. Do you know this YouTuber? And this one? Would you like to know what they all have in common? Well, they all copied the little-known persuasion strategies that Russell unveiled in his second book, called Secret Experts. Yes, we know it sounds crazy, but they use the same persuasive strategies to sell their coaching and training. If you want to see these strategies, well, we have made a complete summary of the book in this video that's showing on the left. So click on the video on the left to watch it, or click on the video on the right that YouTube thinks you will enjoy.